Hi there, Janet Fritz here for Galaxy Girl Creations. Welcome to my channel and welcome to 30 Days of Sketches, day 16. And today's sketch is from Ashley Thescrappingnerd. And I like this sketch. I went ahead and used 3 photos and a large circle, but I kind of ignored those vertical stripes. I translated them more as an embellishment area, so I will have a large embellishment area on that side, and my 3 photos are going to go horizontally across the page, and I really like the way that it ends up coming out. So it does follow and is inspired by the sketch, but it's not exact, and that is pretty much what I kind of use sketches for anyway, as more of a jumping off point and to get me started. And you know, I like to interpret them in whatever way I see fit and take the parts that work with my photos. And so that's what I did in this case. I did use a piece of paper from Kaisercraft for that kind of gold large circle, and I just measured a circle with a plate because I did not have, I didn't want to use my silhouette and go through all of that. I was like, I just feel like doing this really quick, and a plate just seemed to work fine. So that's what I did. And then I pulled out a whole bunch of embellishments that I still have left from Nature Study, which is from 49 and Market. And so I'm going to use a whole bunch of those. I thought I would use those doilies, but the circle on the big circles, yeah, just didn't do it for me. I don't know why. So the doily doesn't make the cut. But I do love all of these leaves. And I so wish that 49 and Market would just come out with a another kind of just a standalone or another thing of just like leaves and foliage, because I could use those all day long, all day, every day. It wouldn't bother me. I wouldn't be mad about it if they came out with that, and I'd probably buy 3 or 4 of them, because I just think the foliage works great, and then you would be able to pair it with all of their other stuff when they make all of the beautiful flower packs and all of that. So yeah, I wish they would just come out with that again. You know, I say again, but the original one had a lot of mushrooms in it, and I really don't need all the mushrooms. A few would be fine, but I don't need all of them. I would have preferred to have more leaves. So 49 and Market, if you're listening, make more leaves, please. So I'm kind of sad that I'm almost out of the leaves. I've got this pile that's off to the left-hand side here, and maybe a few other ones mixed in with the rest of the ephemera stuff that I've got, but there's not a ton left. But I do have a lot of other ephemera, so I'll be using that as much as I can. So I am layering up a whole bunch of stuff behind my photos. I wanted to bring in a little bit more of something that had some blues in it, because that sky is so blue. So I brought in like that teal stripe down at the bottom. And I really like that. It's not going to stay at the bottom. It's going to get moved around, but it's going to stay on the page. So there's going to be a little bit of blue, but not a ton. And then I am bringing in that blue butterfly. So just a little bit here and there. And then I am going to not have a large title on here. I'm going to use one of the ephemera bits. My title is going to say Explore More. And we were just at the park and exploring the playground, and it had this unique handrail on it, on the steps where you climb up, that and this is the oldest of the 3 kids. When she was really small, she was kind of hanging on that rail, and then she would lift her feet up and put them down and lift them up and put them down, kind of exploring that, because she's not even 2 in this photo. But just exploring, hanging her weight on something other than, standing up, and checking that out. And then she's kind of standing on the edge of the thing, so finding her footing and all of that kind of thing. So I thought it would just be a cute little layout to put together for her, just another day at the park. And she's got making cute faces in the photo, which I apologize you don't get to see. Those are covered for privacy purposes, since she is not my child. I do take care of her, but she's not mine. So I get to go home every night. That is the nice thing about all of that. Okay, so I pulled in these pieces that have text on them, and I like those also, just a different kind of a texture and feel to them, and more of a neutral. So that's making me really happy. I did use a frame, but I cut it in half because I didn't need the other half of the frame. It would just be covered up anyway, and I like the way that it looks. It looks, it's bringing in the green from all of those florals up to the right-hand side of the photographs. And while I work on that, I wanted to remind you there's a playlist down below for everyone playing along with 30 Days of Sketches. I know I say this in every video, but I feel like, you know, there's new people who watch periodically or don't catch previous ones. So there's a playlist down below, you guys. You can check out all of the inspiration for 30 Days of Sketches so far. All of the links to videos should be added to that playlist, so it's a growing list, and you'll be able to go back and see anything that you missed as well throughout the month. And there's a link also for the 30 Days of Sketches Facebook group. If you're not part of that, you can go and check that out also, and then go to the albums section for number 14. This is the 14th time Christy has run this, and you can see all of the sketches so that you can play along as well, if that's something that interests you. And then there will be links in all of those albums. If you're looking for someone specific, you can go and check out the links in the albums to find specific videos if that's something that you're interested in. Okay, so now I am just using a little bit of foam tape to pop up these butterflies. And I am also using a little bit of foam on the top of that postage stamp that is down in the bottom left hand area. And then the rest of it's tucked in underneath the leaves. I like a little bit of dimension on my layouts, so I do add a little bit of foam here and there. And I like a little bit of foam underneath the wings of the butterflies to give them a little bit of movement and make them feel like they're not just flat glued on the page. And then I am using my tweezers just to hold those leaves in place while the liquid glue sets up. I use Nuvo Deluxe adhesive. I love this glue. It comes out very thin, very fine line. I can lay it on its side and leave it open the entire time I'm working on a layout for the most part, and it doesn't usually clog. If it does, I just pop the top off, literally push it to the side and it will pop off. Go run it under a little bit of warm water, put a needle through it or whatever, and then shake it out and stick it back on, and your glue will be as good as new. I've not had any problems with that at all. The most of the time when I have to run it under the water, it's because one time I left it open all night on my desk. One time I was working on layouts for several hours and left it open on my desk. It's not a normal thing. I don't normally have to go in and clear it out. So, but I do find if I leave it standing up, I have to do that more often because I feel like the air gets in the little tiny nozzle and kind of dries out the glue. Whereas if it's on its side, the glue kind of sits in the nozzle and it keeps it where it's more liquidy. Does that make sense? I don't know. Okay, this little piece that says explore more, I did put a little foam under that as well. And I'm sticking that down and using my acrylic block to hold it in place because my tweezers don't reach in that far. And my acrylic block is nice and weighted, so it is going to hold it very well for me. And then I'm just running a sketchy line all the way around that circle. Had I thought about it, I probably would have done it right off the bat, but I didn't think about it and didn't I wasn't really sure I was going to do that until the very end. So here it is. I've got a sketchy line around that, and I will add a sketchy line around the entire layout. Now, the way I do that is I just use my Muji pen, and you're going to see when I do it, I don't move my wrist at all. I just move at the shoulder and the elbow and drag my pen straight down the page, and that gives me the straightest line that I can hand draw. It still looks a little wonky, and that is why I do two, because then it looks intentional. If I just do one, it looks like I didn't know how to draw a straight line, but because I do two, it looks like it's a sketchy line, and I like the way that it looks, and I do this on a lot of my layouts. Not all of them, but a lot. I think that is pretty much it. Oh no, I'm going to add some enamel dots, you guys. I haven't done this in a while. I don't know why I haven't been using my enamel dots. I think I just kind of forgot about them. And I do love enamel dots, and I love using sequins as well. But I I need to get back in the habit of using those because I've got quite a few and would love to use them and include them on my layouts. So I'm using these little tiny ones. These are from Gina Marie Designs. I love buying from her because they're about, I don't know, half the price of a regular set of enamel dots, and you get just as many, if not more. And I've not had any problems with them. I do use extra glue because I feel like no matter what, enamel dots have the potential of popping right off the page. So I use a little liquid glue to kind of reinforce where they're going to stay. That is it, you guys. Oh, I did sprinkle a little gold Heidi Swap Color Shine in both of my embellishment areas. So now that is it, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you have questions or comments, please leave those down below. If you enjoyed this layout, hit that thumbs up button, and don't forget to subscribe if you're not already subscribed to my channel. I would really appreciate it. And I really want to say thank you so much for spending time with me today. I know you guys have a lot of options of channels to watch, and I just appreciate that you have chosen to spend a little bit of time with me. And I will be back again tomorrow with another video. See you then. Bye-bye.